This episode is brought to you by Barefoot Dreams. Guys, look around. I've never felt comfier in my life. Not because they told me to say that, because they truly make the comfiest products I've ever felt. It's called Cozy Chic Fabric. And what's cool now, you know, the Olympics are going on. They got Team USA partnerships, Barbie, Disney. I mean, so many brands are incorporated with their products, which is cool. But besides that, anything you could ever want around the house, they have. Pillows, robes. I'm comfy, I'm chic, I'm all the things. I love it so much. My family loves it. It's all over my house. And because they're a part of the Pop-Up with Paul and Friends this season, you can get 15% off your first purchase by checking out barefootdreams.com. Let's get into it. What's the most you've gotten away with because of how you look? Like you say, people confuse you a lot.
I've gotten away with a lot. Kids movie theaters, kids meals, still kids meals. It's still
Kids
movie
meals. Yes, hello. Welcome back to the Pop-Up with Paul and Friends. Guys, you're here. You made it. Thank you for tuning in, subscribing. Whatever you did to get here, I'm grateful. I'm also grateful for my guest. You know, this guy I've known for years, on and off. I actually met him in LA in the comedy scene, but it turned out we knew 100 of the same Italian people from New York, because that's how it goes when you meet an Italian anywhere, but especially a New York Italian in California. You probably know him from the internet. I love this guy. I love his clips. And he just did my New York Comedy Festival show, and he's doing all stand-up and everything in between. And he's got a new podcast, too. Put your hands together for Mario Bosco.
Thank you.
You like how quickly I did that intro for you? I was just ready.
Yes, very cool. I like that. Is that camera rolling just for...
No. Oh, shoot. I did the intro so well, but nothing's on.
What?
No.
Oh, come on, Paul.
You look good, man. Is this a new suit?
It is. It's always a new suit for Mario, you know.
I'm going to start with a funny story about you with the suits. I saw you once out of the suit, and I didn't know who you were. Remember
That was at the Comedy Chateau.
No. Without the suit on Mulberry Street, remember?
Oh,
I didn't recognize you.
Oh, yes. He saw me on Mulberry without the suit, and he's like...
I was like, you the same person?
And the hair was down. There was no spikes up.
This is you, the comedian Mario. You have other forms?
I don't actually... Like, I give an example. I packed for this trip, like, 3 pairs of jeans and 3 T-shirts, and I was like, you know, if there's a day I don't want to dress up, and I just want to go to the farmer's market to have lunch. But it's been raining every day.
I know.
So, and by the time we leave the room, because I'm always late, by the time we leave the room, I'm like, you know... ready for suit time.
You're ready to go.
So the next time, no jeans, no tees.
This is your persona, though. This is your onstage persona, but also off your Instagram and your TikTok. This is who you are. If it's not this, you dress like Cupid through New York or some.
Oh,
yeah. You're a man of costumes, I feel like, as well.
I do love my costumes. You know, they're cool. I just did something. When did I wear a costume? I wore a costume for something. I came out on the stage. Well, you had me in a turkey costume.
I did for Thanksgiving, which you think you look great.
It was great. You even gave it to me. Like, take that costume home. You could use it for next Thanksgiving. And I'm like...
Did you take it?
Yeah, I took it.
Oh, you did? Good. Okay.
Yeah, I took it.
Oh, well, I better get a credit next TikTok, next November, when you post the Thanksgiving turkey costume. You were great at my show, man. You did good. It was a fun show.
I know. I had 4 costume changes.
Yeah.
And I was the waiter. I dropped everything all over the floor.
It was great.
I should have threw some liquids in it and gotten people wet.
It was great.
It was great.
I want people to understand about you, because I've known you for a bit, but you have basically... What's wild about you is this like kind of long-standing career in show business. Like I've seen you talk about it on other shows, but you could tell me more unique stuff for ours. But like you've been around the business and doing stuff in the business as an actor for decades, no?
Oh yeah, I've been in the business 38 years.
What?
Yeah, I got into show business 1987. Bill Cosby.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, he was doing the Cosby Show right around my corner, like in my neighborhood. And I'm the kind of person, I just don't stop. I have to persist. I have to get. And I met this friend of mine, and she was full of milkshake. And I was like, what are you happening? It was August. She goes, I ran into Lisa Bonet, and we bumped into each other, and it was a milkshake shootout. And I was like, okay. And I obviously knew who these people were because I was a very big fan of the Cosby Show. Lo and behold, I go try to get my way in. Security's like, Sorry, they're not here. Next Wednesday, I go back. Sorry, they're not here. The third Wednesday, she goes, hold on, her name was Marie. So by now, me and Marie, we had like a kind of a friendship. And she says, hold on. And Mr. Cosby came out. He had a gray jogging suit. He had a glass just about that big and a cigar. He put the cigar in his mouth, put the glass with the coffee milk stirred in one hand, and he shook my hand, changed my life.
Did he say, you gotta drink this?
No, he never said any of that.
That's why you don't have any trauma from that.
No, he was totally a gentleman.
That's
and
good.
I got to work with him after that. He did a game show after the Cosby Show, and then he did Cosby. No, he did the Cosby Mysteries before that. It was supposed to be like a recap of the I Spy, the original 1960s police drama with
Well,
Robert
now
Cope.
I know. When you say Cosby Mystery, I think something
And
different now.
then
you
he
know.
did the Cosby Mysteries where I got to meet Rita Moreno.
Okay.
Got pictures with her.
So
and
wait, you know Cosby from, I mean, I don't want to dive too much into the Cosby stuff, but do you feel, is it kind of just weird now you started your show business with this guy? I think it's for a lot of people in comedy. You start show business with this guy and then, he's in jail now. It's just crazy, isn't
Well,
it?
he's not in jail. He's been out of jail almost 2 years.
What?
Cosby's not in jail. Don't you do your homework?
No, not for Cosby facts. I thought he was tweeting from jail. Was that not that long ago?
No, he's out. He's been out.
Stirring
think-
coffee around
I
you?
think-
Or what do you mean? What is,
I gotta tell you, when I asked him, I was standing by Marie's security desk, and I go, Marie, if you see Mr. Cosby, I gotta talk to him. I mean, this is a man, a legend that's been in every commercial from Kodak, JELLO,
yeah.
to the Cosby Show, and so many fantastic things before that. And I was like, if you see Mr. Cosby, I gotta talk to him. And she's like, he just walked past you and said, good night, Mario, and you ignored him. And I was like, oh my God, I ignored Bill Cosby. So a week later, it was raining like cats and dogs, and he was standing outside with a cigar in his mouth. He had a greenish gray raincoat and hat to match, and he drove into this car. He drove into this little Subaru hatchback. And I waited, and I went outside, and I told him, and he's like, well, he goes, can you bring your parents tomorrow? And I go, I'm not here tomorrow. I'm here next week. And he's like, okay, so bring them next week. So a week later, I'm in the bleachers with Lenny Kravitz, who went by the name of Romeo Blue at the time. And he comes up stage right. And he looks up, then he puts his hand, he goes, hey, Mario, how are you? I go, good, Mr. Cosby. He goes, where's your parents? And I went, you were serious about that? He goes, weren't you? And I was like, I was like, come on. Yeah. And it's crazy.
Why did he want your parents there?
Because he
Supervision?
needed my parents for a signature, for permission. I was underage. I was 14 years old. So he wanted me to be, I guess to make sure it was legally
To go on the show?
To go on the show, to get me an agent. He hooked me up with the casting director.
Wow.
He casted the Cosby Show. He casted a movie called Dominic and Eugene. It was about an autistic or a person with Down syndrome. And he had a brother who used to take care of him. I think his name was Eugene, the one with the sickness, the Down syndrome. And Dominic would take care of him. And he helped me out.
Nice. Wow, I had no idea that's how you started. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, too, because you look young now.
Comedy came later.
Comedy came later. But I know you acted first, but you've also always looked so much younger.
Oh, yeah.
This is a born thing. I don't know. So if
Yeah.
you were 14 then, you must have looked 3.
No.
Jeez.
I looked like a 12-year-old kid back then, maybe 9 or 10-year-old kid.
What happens to you now? Like, do you still get mistaken as a kid with your
All
voice?
the time.
How do you-
Mostly right now I get mistaken as female. And they think I'm either lesbian or gay, and I say wrong, I'm both. I'm neither. I do have a joke that you heard me say
Yeah.
last night. I don't think I could say it online, can I?
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, I could say whatever I want. What people always ask me what happened to me, I tell them, my mother got drunk at Disneyland and had sex with a Mickey Mouse.
There you go.
And then when they laugh, I say, thank God she didn't fuck the 7 dwarfs.
Hey, there it is.
Because I'd be even shorter.
But you always grew up this way, and now you do stand-up, obviously, but you've used it, you probably got roles where you played younger things for a long time. You
I
still
played
can.
kids roles.
You still can, right?
I don't know about kids roles, but I played kids roles for, I would say, probably most of my early career, 20, 25 years of my career. I was always booked as a child. I was at NYPD Blue. I was 27 years old. And David Milch, who happens to be really sick with Alzheimer's right now, he helped me so much on that. And he catered to me. And this is a Hollywood executive who, after that, he made the TV show Big Apple. And then after that, he made something, John, I think Told John it was called. And then after that, he did Deadwood.
Yes, that's right.
And he's what am I looking to say? He's a champ for putting his time into me. He's a really great thing that he's done for me. He brought me into television, he brought me into something that changed my life forever.
Sure.
And I told him one time, this is not something, because most people, in order to get a role on TV, you have to go through the process. Your agent has to submit has to send you the script. You have to either put it on tape or you have to go to the audition. If they find you a kooky character ready for the role, they'll give you a call back. Sometimes there's 3 to 4 callbacks before they officially book you. And mine, I didn't have to do nothing but show up on a New York set and be me, and he just got a kick out of me. And,
That's great.
And I got the role, and he catered. He goes, if you don't want me to say your age, if you don't want me to mention, how old you are, or talk about who you are, or it's fine. If we don't want to mention, I said, listen, I am who I am. Why should I lie? And eventually, I says, people are gonna find out who I am. I said, so,
Doesn't matter. What's the most you've gotten away with because of how you look? Like you say, people confuse you a lot.
I've gotten away with a lot. Kids movie theaters, kids meals, still kids meals. It's still kids meals. Oh, that's the best one. I mean,
what do you mean though? Like you get you get a discount?
Like I'll go to Chipotle and I'll go get a kids meal for $5.95. 2 hot tacos filled with all the stuff. And usually they give you a compartment. They're supposed to fill up for you. And I go, can you do me a favor? Can you just put the stuff in the shelves for me? I'm dressed, I'm entertainment. I can't be sticking my fork and loading it up and getting it all over me.
And no one IDs you on this or anything?
No.
Still to this day?
I love going to get kids meals. I'm actually going to try to go to Hollywood Boulevard and try to, after this, and go get some kids meals and try to see if I succeed. Make the kids meal video on Hollywood.
You should.
And then I'm going to try to but I get away with movie tickets. I get away with airline. In the beginning I did. Not anymore. Airlines, they caught up to me.
The IDs.
But
yeah.
Kids meals are number 1.
That's hilarious. Wait, I kind of want to look up what the age of kids meals is for Chipotle.
Between
Do you know?
5 to 9, 5 to 8, 5 to 10.
So wait, right now you go to Chipotle and they think you're 9 years old?
Yeah, they don't.
You just go, I'm 9, give me a kid's meal, and they buy it? That's amazing.
I don't say I'm 9, I just order it. They go, what do you like? I'll go two hot shell taco, and the guy will go $9, and I'll do it on purpose, and he'll be typing in. He'll go, okay, it's $6, almost $12, and I'm going, no, the kids meal.
Yeah.
The kids meal, $5.95 plus tax, $6.12, $6.18, whatever your tax is out here. And he's looking at me. All right, change that to a kids meal. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But also, Johnny Rockets.
Johnny Rockets
has a great kids meal.
You would know. I think we're onto something for you because I never heard you talk about this. Maybe you got to do like a kids meal.
I do. I did the joke last night. You didn't hear?
No.
Yeah, when I said I took out this tall, beautiful
Oh,
blonde.
yes, that's right. That's
I
right.
not only ordered one, I ordered 2 kids meals.
Happy Meal, you said.
Happy
That's why I
Meals.
thought you said
Yeah,
Happy
well,
Meal.
kids meals are Happy Meals. You know, I ordered 2 Happy Meals.
Yeah, but the difference is McDonald's, anybody can get a Happy Meal, but you're getting
Not
$5
everybody could get a Happy
Chipotles.
Meal.
Why not?
Because you have to be a kid. You could get it for your daughter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But-
Anyone can order one though, and by just like you don't know where I'm taking it. But
Well,
you're,
back in the day, if you didn't have a kid near you, you weren't allowed to order the meal.
really,
Yeah. Like I ordered was it IHOP? I think I was in IHOP and I ordered a kids meal and the lady goes, where's the kid? And he go, oh, when I realized that she's caught on, I go, oh, well, my sister, she's coming with the kids, so I'm just gonna order for her because we gotta run after this. And then when she leaves, I just and she goes, what happened? And I'll take the plate and I'll go, you know what? She's not coming, so can I get to her? She goes, what happened to the food? I go, I just gave it to the girl. I'll just pay for it anyway.
you ever surprise someone? You order a kid's meal and then you just like curse them out because you're older? Because you're a stand-up.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna because.
Because you got a sharp tongue like on you. You know that sometimes is unassuming.
No,
but if
I
you're ordering a
have-
kid's meal and saying you're 9, then you go F your mother, I think it's probably pretty surprising.
Well, lately I've been opening for this guy Frank Sorrell. Frank Sorrell is Italian from Little Italy.
Nice.
He knew Frankie C, who owned the Lamella.
Okay.
And so while doing this episode, well, one minute I just lost my conscience because he yawned.
the Lamela? You talking
yeah,
about Lamela?
Yeah. Hold on. So Frankie C
Yeah.
used to own Lamella.
Yeah.
Okay, and this guy Frank Sorrell knew him, and I get to open for him. He does Tony Bennett songs.
Nice.
He impressions Tony Bennett. He
Cool.
sounds like him. He wears the light blue powdered suit with the red tie. He looks just like him when the curly gray hair. He does the songs of him. So the guy that I open for says to me, "Listen, I need you to go up there and be squeaky clean." I go, so I knew what he meant. So I turn around and I go, "Hey, Joe." So I can't say fuck out there. Puts his hands on his head and he goes, "No, you cannot say fuck on the stage. There's people that they won't understand it. It'll cause me a lot of problems." I'm like, "Relax, I know what to do. I'm not doing this business." And I kind of like it that I get to do some clean stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, certain jokes are meant to be clean.
Yeah, sure.
Like my luggage and my travels,
Yeah.
you know. But certain jokes are not meant to be clean. Like the girl, I took out the girl, tall, beautiful blonde. I
Right.
not only ordered one, I ordered 2 Happy Meals. Yeah, and she'll go, but she wasn't happy. I even had to give her my toy, that bitch. So instead of saying that bitch, I go, I not even had to give her that toy. But she was angry at me. And that's the last time I dated a paid escort. And
Yeah.
they got laughs last night.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, for getting me on that
Of course.
stage.
So I love it. How much material? You do a lot of shows. You must have a lot of material.
I have roughly an hour, but I don't do an hour. So I could do an hour. If I had it written.
You should.
If I could probably do 30 minutes right off the cuff. And then the other 30 minutes would have to be on some monitor on the floor where I could, they just spin it up as I do the
You
joke.
could do a full hour, Mario.
I could do a full hour,
you
but
just want to be prepared for it, you're saying.
Yeah, because I'm not confident as an hour. Like I'm confident as 30 minutes because I've done 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I did a show, the guy kept me up there almost 20 minutes.
Nice. How'd it feel?
It felt good.
Nice. How long have you been doing stand-up?
So December this year will be 7 years.
Nice. Okay.
So I kind of tell people 7, but December will be 7 years. Stand-up wasn't what was meant to be for me. It wasn't for me stand-up. You understand? I never wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to I love comedy, but I didn't want to be a stand-up comedian. So my friend took me to this class, and she's like, come on, it's free, and it's just 1 hour, and then we'll go eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then she joined the class. But she joined it because she did want to become a comedian, but she never pursued it. She wanted to become a comedian. We were going to do shows together. And it didn't work that way. And so in the class, it was good. And I felt comfortable with it. But the class was $400. But if you join in that day, she took off $60. So it would have been $340. And I was like, $340? I ain't paying $340. So I said, listen, she goes, you seem unconfident. And I said, no, I'm an actor. I'm a movie actor. But the movie roles were scarce and in between.
Yeah.
The auditions were more in between, but the roles weren't as close to in between.
Yeah.
So after that had happened, I pretty much, so she said, how about I take another 60 off the class? So it would be 280. And I was like, you know, I'm also SAG, and I get a discount for SAG. She goes, how about another 60 off, 220? I said, you know what, 220 isn't bad. The best $220 I spent, it was 10 weeks.
Wow.
So I went out, and again, I didn't want to make this my career. I did not want to be a comedian. I didn't want to write jokes. I'm a bad writer. I'm a bad speller. Nevertheless, bad reader, poor reader. I never wanted to have anything to do with this. And the rule is, if you're a comedian, you got to write your own material.
Right.
You can't do somebody else's material. Like we know that guy, I don't know if you know him, Jimmy Lee, the Outlaw. He's from Jersey. He's all over social media. He went out and he does comedy. And he does all Don Rickles' jokes.
No
he tells
way.
people that it's his jokes.
Oh, no.
But people know it's Don Rickles'
He's
joke.
just doing an impression, basically.
Well, I don't think he's doing an impression. I think he's just doing Don Rickles' jokes. I think he doesn't know material and he doesn't want to write material.
Right.
He has the money, but he doesn't want to do it. But so beyond that, I took the class. The class was coming to an end, and I didn't feel confident enough. So I went out and I got an idea because I did a play with my friend, and they put something in my ear, and I put the thing in my ear. The ear, I would listen to the dialogue, and I would say it. It was for an insurance in case I forgot a line. So I remembered that. I said, you know what? This is really cool. I tried looking that item up. I couldn't find it, but I did find something from B&H Photo. And it's, you put it in your ear, you put it up and around your ear, and the tube goes down your thing, and you plug it into the bottom of your phone.
Sure. I know those. It's called the IFB, no?
Yeah, FB.
Yeah,
It's most PAs on films
We
use
use
it.
them for TV, for live TV. Too.
Live TV, they use them.
So you did your first set with an IFB?
Wait a minute. So I bought it, and I told my friend, I said, listen, this is what you're going to do. I'm gonna call you. You're gonna call me, or I'm gonna call you. Probably I'll call you, and then you'll just say hello, and you stay waiting. When they call my name, you'll read my jokes, and I'll just act it out. She ratted me out to the teacher, and the teacher goes, "Let me ask you a question." He goes, "I hear you bought a product." I go, "Yeah, I spent $125 on it. It's gonna be the best thing for me." He goes, "Is that what you want to be, a comedian?" Well, I go, "I don't want to be. I'm an actor." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Let me give you an example. You have an audition for a Martin Scorsese film. You love Martin Scorsese?" I said, "Yeah, I'm dying to do a Martin Scorsese film." He goes, "Great. You're dying to do a Martin Scorsese film." He goes, "You get the script. You read it. Are you going to put this thing in your ear and have somebody read you the script in the audition?" Or he goes, "Better yet." He goes, "Are you going to go there, get the role, and then go there with the thing in your ear and have somebody read the lines?" I go, "No." I would be off book. Because if you could be off book for Scorsese, De Niro, Pacino, Steven, whoever it is, you could be it for me.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was like, he goes, "Why don't you just rehearse those jokes and pack them into your head?" There were 7 minutes. It was a hard 7 minutes for me to rehearse. my stuff got lifts. Apparently, I got such an electric vibe from it that now I wanted more.
Ah, you got the drug.
I got the drug,
Got the
drug of the laughs. And I was like, I got the drug of the laughs. This is great. I want this. A month later, my agent, Roger Paul, manager, books me in LA on actually 1 month exactly. December 15th was my graduation show at the Broadway Comedy Club.
Nice.
And a month later, I was in the Comedy Union in LA, opening for Michael Winslow, the man of a million voices.
Nice.
From Police Academy.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it was great, and I wanted more, but they didn't like my acting, and I was new. So I told Roger, you could say whatever you want. I'm new. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you promised. I promised you. I just graduated from a class, first class. Then I started taking other classes. I took something with a guy named Jim Mantrino. I took a class with a guy with what was his name? Oh my God, I'm friends with him and I can't believe. Oh, Andy Ingalls at the Manhattan Comedy School.
Yeah, I know Andy.
So I did that. So lo and behold, after everything was done, he turned around and he put me, and I started getting gigs. And then I got into Governors at Carrie Carabas.
There you go.
And while doing that, then she dressed me like this. Carrie Carabas is like...
Yo, you changed the branding there.
I changed my brand. And she said to me, do you want to stick in or pop? I said, I want to stick in. She goes, really? Why? She goes, you stick in, you won't blend. You'll be just one person among others. He goes, you want to pop.
Yeah.
And she got me to wear jackets and bow ties. And this is probably my 80th jacket and probably my 150th bow tie somewhere in that
It's the
number.
look. It's who you are now.
And this is probably one of 80 or 90 pocket squares.
Nice. So I like this story. I didn't know how you started in stand-up. And really, you're an actor first. And then you go, I'm acting on stage as a funny guy. That's really what it is. We're all actors in some way or another as stand-ups,
Yeah.
But it's also who we are. We're being ourselves. I like that you did the schooling, too. That probably helped you get over your insecurities. And then you are.
Yeah, it not only got me over the insecurities, it got me over to being who I was. It got me over being, it opened me up to another level.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was kind of like, I don't want to talk about my disease. I don't want to talk about, that I like to gamble. I don't want to talk about that I really don't date girls.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I really...
You joke about it a little bit.
I joke about it. I mean, I date girls here and there, but it's not like I'm the best next dater.
So, but you are more vulnerable on stage now because that's my first mic I ever had for my first talk show. It's a vintage mic I put on a desk in 2008.
And what'd you do, cut the wire?
Yeah, it was just for a prop. I just had to make it look like an old late night show. I was on 43rd and Broadway at the Cardboard Desk. I did a whole talk show there with that mic. That's
testing,
it.
1, 2, testing, 1, 2. I love this.
There you go.
I love this. And I love that little penguin there.
I got all the props my wife didn't want in our house or in the studio.
I love it. She's like, get rid of the alcohol. We got children.
Exactly. I got all the booze. You don't drink, do you? Look what I got here. You know who brought me this? Sal the Voice brought me this when he was here.
Oh, my God. Let me see it.
Still here. You can't barely find these in L.A. It's a Manhattan special. We grew up with these in New York. But you can't find them in L.A. He brought that over. I still haven't drank it. It's kind of just a prop now.
Wow, Sal, you bring Paul a Manhattan special, and you don't bring me anything? I gotta say, talking about Paul's a great... Paul is Sal. Oh, you're a great guy. But talking about Sal's a great guy. I actually had to ride back from... Did he ever tell you the story?
Yeah, the trip back, right?
Yeah. So I fly into Buffalo. I make Sal pick me up. We go to breakfast where there's a whole array of people. I perform on the show. Sal's on the show. Then Sal's playing Detroit. So I said, Sal, can I introduce you? So from introducing, I ended up doing 15 minutes of comedy. Then I kind of pissed off the manager, Tony Napoli, because I didn't ask him, can I? I asked Sal. Because it's not Sal's show, it's mine. I have it arranged. Okay. So I did that. That was done.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we went to do Cleveland, Ohio. I said, Sal. So now Tony goes, no. I said, come on, I'm here. Let me go up. I'm not charging you. I have. So, because Sal, we finished Detroit, and Sal goes, so how you getting home? I go, how you getting home? He goes, I'm driving home with my pops. I go, that's it, just you and your dad. He goes, so far. I goes, the back seat empty? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, my God. So we go to Cleveland, Ohio together, and we're performing. I ripped a button off my jacket.
Nice. Good show.
Yeah.
Button popping show.
Button popping show with Button and Poppin' Paul. Button Mario and Poppin' Paul. So I turn around and I said, Sal, now we're done with Detroit. We're done with Cleveland, Ohio. We go to Chicago, and I say, Sal, I said, I want to do Chicago with Jesus. Tony Napoli goes, come on. Again, I go, come on. What's the difference?
Couldn't get rid of you.
He couldn't get rid of us. So now we're in Chicago. Now we have to go back to Cleveland. We have one more show in Cleveland. Now he's like, okay, you're flying home. Have a great trip. I go, I don't have a ticket. He goes, you don't have a ticket? I go, no. I go, do you remember you asked me how it's, if you're backseat, how you getting home? Yeah. We ended up driving home from Cleveland, Ohio.
To New York?
All the way to Brooklyn.
Jeez.
It took us 11 and a half hours, and it was torture.
For you or for Sal? I think you would have talked Sal's ear off knowing you.
So Sal's dad decided Steve just to sit in the back, and I sat in the front, and he gave me full because I was cold. So he's like, sit in the front with my son. And we had nice conversations. He's a great kid, Sal.
Sal's a great kid, but
I'm
I'm
so
sure
happy
you wore him. I'm sure you wore him out.
I wore him out, yeah. I'm happy that Sal lost all that weight.
Yeah.
He's healthy now.
Yeah, he looks great.
He's a healthy. He's good. He's a good
guy. And I had a blast with you guys with my show, and we just had so much fun. It was old school.
That
meets
was
new
so
school.
good, and I loved there was a little kind of a kick between Sal and I when I was doing the jokes.
Yeah.
And Sal was like, I said a joke, the audience laughed, and the band gave me to-tum-tum.
I loved it, yeah.
And Sal happened to be standing to my left by the music. He was getting the music ready. And he looks at me, and then I look at him, and I do another joke. And then I did another joke, and he goes, oh, what are you going to do, take the whole stage? I go, yeah, it's my time. And I did another joke, and then I ended up, and he's the best, Sal.
The best.
I love
That's what I like about you and our friends is we're all, we're kind of old school meets new school. It's part you still wear the bow tie. I like that stuff. That I'm old school. It's I think a good part of what we do is having the flavor of the old time mixed with the new time.
Mm-hmm. By the way, what did you do with the stuff on that show that you bought?
I'm trying to. Wait, what stuff?
The apron, the pots, the pans.
I think someone took it. Did you take it?
I only took the thing. I think I took the apron.
I think I gave it back to Ernie.
You gave it back
some
to
of it.
The wooden handle.
No, I gave the wooden handle to someone there.
Somebody we signed the spoon.
Yeah.
The wooden spoon we signed.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm actually working on a marketing trailer of that show to tour it. I want to tour it.
I would love it. That's a great show.
Thank you. Yeah, well, you were a big part of it. You were my sidekick in the crowd. It was a lot of fun. You were perfect for that. I feel like it was just a good mix of comedy, sketch, music. It was everything I love,
Yeah.
I was curious because you said something about voices. Do you do? I want to hear if you do impressions. I was curious if you could do an impression today.
It's funny that I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a voice impressionist, and he does Funko Pop. He does a thing called Kambui, the character from Star Wars. I think it was some cartoon that ended like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And the pop toy,
the
Funko Pop toy, became famous, and everybody wants one. And Who's that? Who's that?
Who do you
Funko
think it is? Who do you think it is? And by the way, I've had hundreds of guests. No one's ever noticed that this pop toy is over here. But you know what? The guy who orders Happy Meals and kids meals would notice the one kids toy I have in the studio. So you take a wild guess, and then you guess who this is, and then you have to try and do an impression of him. Where am I from?
New Jersey.
That's a great clue for you. Who's the most famous Italian New Jersey character in the history of characters from New Jersey?
Depends on what part.
No.
Frankie Valli?
No. It's not a real person. It's a character.
Oh, a character of New Jersey.
The most famous New Jersey character of all time. Think about it. There's no one bigger than this TV character. I'll give you an even bigger hint.
Tony Soprano?
That's right. Check it out. And then you got to do an impression of Tony Soprano with the Funko. Just because we're making clips.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you got a Funko of Tony Soprano. Wow. I was in the sticks, you know. What do you want, Sally? Listen, I was in the sticks. You know, this motherfucker, he looks at me weird. You know, I pumped two a day, and then I drove away. You know, that was the story where Carmela, she tells me, I got coffee on the stove for you. And I went out and I got Starbucks. I said, fuck you, Carmela. I don't want your Starbucks.
I like how you got higher and higher as you went. Mario Bosco as Tony Soprano, but that wasn't the character Tony Soprano. That was the voice of the pop character of Tony Soprano.
Yeah, Tony Sopranos was like as if he went, well, let me tell you, hello. Listen, I was telling you, hey, Salvi, what happened to the guy? Salvi, you're supposed to meet him.
I think we just created a market for you. We should start doing like animated Sopranos and they have like different higher voices like that. I like that a lot.
I think that is cool. I kind of like this. There's a store in Santa Monica that sells all Funko Pops.
Yeah.
You didn't get Carmela and...
You know what's funny about that? I was at a gas station in L.A. and I was like, I ran inside for something quick. I think I needed Purell during the pandemic. And there's a bunch of Funkos. I just moved here and I saw Soprano and I was like, this is the universe telling me I'm in the right place because I'm new to LA.
Well,
I
you
don't
could
love
order
it.
them.
But I know. But I found Tony Soprano at a gas station in
Wow. How much it charge you? $25?
Not even. It was cheap. I don't know.
Wow. So this is what you could buy with the Soprano gift box. You could come with Tony Soprano, Silvio,
Nice.
Dante,
Yeah, I got to get all them.
Carmela Soprano, and Christopher Montessori. Now, you don't know that I worked on Soprano.
I do, but tell me again. I refresh my memory. I know you were on the show.
So I worked on Sopranos, and great guy, James Gandolfini, rest in peace, great guy. So I got to work on the show. I got booked to be a stand-in for A.J. Soprano Jr. That's Tony Soprano's son.
An opportunity where you also said you were 9
and
you were older.
And we worked in that house, that beautiful house in New Jersey. But eventually, when the pilot got picked up by HBO, we now had to go to an official, which in the first scene is when Tony brings his mother to go to be a nursing home because she can't live at home anymore.
Right.
But she never lives in a nursing home. She didn't like it.
Right.
And he falls on the floor. He has an
attack. Yeah.
An attack. So the woman that was behind the desk is a dear friend of mine, Justine Michelli. She played the lady in Italian trying to talk to
Oh yes, I remember that character.
What was her name? The mother.
I just rewatched Tony's mom.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on her name too, but I'm rewatching the show for like the 7th time because I love it. I watch it every year.
I love Sopranos, so I got to work on that. And when AJ's character got too tall for me, they put me to be at Bobby Bacala Jr.'s. Now recently, I was in a restaurant, Little Italy, and Steven Schreiber was there.
Nice.
I haven't seen. I know that Michael Imperioli just opened up a cafe.
I heard about this. Yeah.
Uptown. I'm gonna go pay him a visit.
Cool.
And go see his place and wish him congratulations. He's a nice guy. I gotta tell you, I worked with the most amazing people. And when we went into the studio, we filmed at Silver Cup Studio, which used to be Silver Cup Bread back in the 40s, 30s, 60s, up to, I think they opened up the studio. Was a bread warehouse. Then the studio became, and when we worked there, I got to work with a lot of people, lot of people.
Cool. You must have loved that. So wait, how many episodes of Sopranos did you do? Just one? No, a couple.
No, I worked on probably. I think we did 12 a year.
Wow.
And that's I think we did 12 or 13 a year. 13 a year, so that would be 12, 24, 36, 180 a year? No, 12 episodes a year.
For how many years?
So it was.
You did every season?
Yeah, I did. It was 6 seasons.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't do the half of the end season. I just did the beginning or from the
6A.
beginning.
You're talking
Yeah,
about.
I did the first 6. I did the first 3. And then I did the next 1.5, 2.
Wow.
So the last season, I only did a couple episodes for stand-in.
So tell me, because I mean, I'm such a fan of the show. Just to describe what it's like on set for that show. And when you're stand-in, you're sharing the scene with the big players, right? You're just not. You're with them.
So most times, James Gandolfini didn't like to play. They'd say, "Oh, he doesn't want to play today."
Yeah.
So that means he's either studying it for a reason or he's had a hard night somewhere. I don't know. I'm such a neander. Mm-hmm. But he would come out on when we would go. So if we were leaving the stage, they'd call Team 1.
Yeah.
Team 1, we were Team B or Team 2. Team A, Team 1, Team 2, Team B, whatever they would call it.
There you go.
And they would call us, and we'd have to leave before they come on. But there were times that we would pass each other, and
Nice.
and James Gandolfini, hey, how are you? You doing? How's everything? And I'm like, good. How you doing? They'd always blame me for talking to him, and I'd be like, I didn't talk to him. He spoke to me. Well, why would he talk to you? He's the star of the show. He doesn't need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, the fungal.
He talked to you, and if someone talks to Mario, he's not going to be quiet.
I give you a funny, and I think I've talked about this quite a few times maybe in a few interviews. So when they were talking about a show called The Sopranos, this was a show that was being made in my neighborhood. Not my neighborhood. This was a show. Let me start over. When they were talking about the show, The Sopranos, and it was all word on the street. We're talking about summer of 95, 96, 97. We didn't do it till 99. Okay, late 98 is when they started pre-production, and 99 is when we filmed. Mm-hmm. When they were talking about this, they were talking about casting a guy named Tony Sirico. Tony Sirico came from my neighborhood. I would pass by a OTB, off-track betting.
Yeah.
I don't know if people out there know what OTB is, but off-track betting. So when I was walking past him, he'd be out there with the sun visor, like the thing you put in the car, taking his son, waiting for the race to go off. And I go up to him and I go, hey, Tony, how are you? I hear there's a show, an Italian show called The Sopranos. He goes, yeah, I don't know nothing about it, kid. And I was like, okay, well, I love you could help me. He wouldn't help me. Would not help me at all. So then they turn around and they're just continuing. And finally, I auditioned for AJ Soprano. I didn't get the role. I auditioned for another role. I didn't get the role. I didn't get a lot of the roles that they did. So then they asked me if I wanted to do stand-in. And I said, yeah, absolutely. I kind of was bitter. I didn't want to do stand-in.
Yeah.
But I got to meet. Now, I had originally met James Gandolfini before that because they did a movie called Anchi with Gina Davis.
In Brooklyn, right?
In Brooklyn,
I know
my
it.
neighborhood in Bensonhurst.
A lot of people are in that movie. Also, what's her name? Who plays his sister in The Sopranos? Is in that movie.
Ada Totoro. Nick Totoro's sister.
Yes, that's
Cousin or sister?
I don't know, but she's a Soprano sister in the show, right?
She plays Tony's sister on the show.
Janice.
Yeah.
Janice. So they shot in your neighborhood, that movie too?
Yeah, they shot it at the Lowe's movie theater on 86th Street between 86th
Yeah, that's like a quintessential
like
Brooklyn
kind of
movie.
between 86th and 18th Avenue.
Yeah.
They shot on Bath Avenue. They shot on Cropsey Avenue. All of
Nice.
Brooklyn, Bensonhurst area. And it was about a girl who lost her mom. She's Italian.
Yeah.
And she plays in this movie. And Philip Bosco, who's not related to me, who I called a few times, plays her dad.
Got it.
But
So you met Gandolfini then, but So Tony
He was
Sirico's
skinny when I met him. He was like,
he was younger in that movie too. But also, if you watch that movie, because I watched it recently, someone recommended it to me. You see the hints of Tony Soprano. Like you could see where he's not Tony Soprano yet, but you could see it coming.
Yeah.
In that movie, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I could see this happening. You know.
yeah.
Wait, so Tony Sirico's in The Neighbor. By the way, Tony Sirico is Paulie Walnuts, and I think the way you describe him in life is how he was in the show. Like it just sounds like he was Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah,
How he,
I'll tell you, my condolences to his family 'cause he just recently died about a year ago. But we were in front of Pip's Comedy Club, one of Brooklyn's most famous comedy club ever. And we had it was an event for, the owner was a cop, and they had an event for a cop that was just went to jail for the wrong reason, and something happened like that. So when he was in the thing, I was talking. I had just done NYPD Blue, so I had done NYPD Blue. My episode aired in May. This was probably June sometime. It was in the afternoon on a Sunday, and I was talking to the New York Times, and he came out and he gave me a kick in the ass with the side of his shoe. And let me tell you something right now. I don't care who he was on the streets. You don't put your hands on nobody. And I know a lot of Italians used to do that as like a love tap. Like they love you, so they'll kick you in the ass. I don't know where they got that idea, because he kicks me in the ass, I crack him with a bottle.
You did?
No. But I did tell my friend Anthony Mangano, who Anthony was big boxer. He was on NYPD Blue.
Nice.
He was on a lot of films, and he said he should have cut and gotten me because I would have beat the shit out of him.
You getting in a fight with Paulie Walnuts outside of a comedy club would be a scene I'd want to see.
Oh,
be honest
yeah,
with you, just to
definitely.
see.
Definitely. But I had to work with him Monday morning, so I'm not going to do something and,
Yeah.
you know.
There you go.
Then I'll be known for putting Tony Soprano's sidekick in the hospital, you know. You know, I got to tell you, he was very witty with words, the way he spoke, but he was nice, you know.
Yeah.
He was nice.
Even though he kicked you that time, he was a nice guy. I love that character. You know, think about where I'm from. I was called Paulie Walnuts my whole upbringing.
Really?
I had a restaurant job in North Jersey. Everyone called me Paulie Walnuts, yeah. And at the time, I didn't even see the show. I didn't know the show yet. I was too, I just didn't watch it yet. I didn't watch it when it was out. I watched it later.
Yeah?
You believe it or not? Because my parents were, strict about HBO when I was a kid.
How old were you when The Sopranos came out?
I don't know. I mean, I could do the math. I was younger. I was 13 maybe, 12, 13. So I just didn't watch it at the time. I watched it a little bit later. Now my daughter's name's Carmela. The rest is history. You know, it's a big part of my life.
Did you name her because of...
Of course. We both wanted the name because we liked the name, but my wife always loved Carmela from The Sopranos. I always wanted Ella Bella in the name, like Ella or Bella. And it just sealed the deal once, me and my wife had our first. We were like, yeah, it's definitely Carmela. We did 2 L's for her, though, which in the show, and in Italy, it's 1 L. When we had my daughter, we called Italy, and literally all my cousins in Italy didn't say congratulations. They said, you spelt it wrong. That's how Italians are. They're like, hey, what happened? You spelled it wrong.
So you named your daughter Italy?
No, 2 L's, which is like her own...
I-T-T-I-T-A...
No. The Italian version of Carmela is 1 L.
Oh!
I'm saying we did 2 L's, which is not traditional Italian. Yeah.
I like the name Carmela.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah,
It could be calm. It could be Carmela.
I call her Carm all the time. You know my dad's name's Mario. You know that?
No.
Yeah, I got a lot of Marios. Didn't you meet my dad at the show? Mario and Mario?
Oh, yeah, and I met your mom.
Mario too? No, yeah, Sue. Yeah.
Were they living in Jersey still? Or
Yeah, they're still in Jersey. Yeah.
You like it? Do you ever go back?
Always, all the time. I love Jersey. I'm from there. I feel like it's who I am.
Would you ever go back to Jersey?
Would I ever? I would, maybe. We'll see. My wife loves it out here, so we'll see.
I got to tell you, if you're an entertainer and you have this opportunity to live out here and you're making money, I wouldn't go back.
They're both great.
They're great. Jersey's great to visit, but Jersey's not entertainment.
All right, Jersey's not entertainment, but it is the most entertaining place and does have the best bagels. Thanks to Mario for coming on the show. And guys, don't forget to check out Barefoot Dreams for the coziest products around. And I want you to look at this. This is a comfy blanket right here. Feel this, guys. Can you feel this? You can't feel it because you're watching or you're listening, and you can't hear it because that's how soft it is. The Cozy Chic fabric is on everything they make. They also got candles. They got stuff for around the house. I love that they're kind of a well-rounded brand. Anything you could ever want to wear or to have in your home, Barefoot Dreams has. Don't forget to check out barefootdreams.com. Put in the promo code POPUP15 for 15% off your first purchase. See you next week.